Raise your hand if you're a California citizen. There we go, look around. Don't you think it's about time that our government puts our citizens first? Ladies and gentlemen, I was born here. I was born in San Diego, California. I was raised 5 minutes from the border in a little town called Chula Vista. I have lived in the state my entire life. I started my company here, started managing money in 1996, opened my own company in 2001 as a certified financial planner. I have had to watch as my family, my friends, and my clients have all left the state. My parents now live on the southern Oregon coast. They would have built here on the coast, but it was too expensive. So they're in Oregon. My brother works for Raytheon Missile Systems. Those jobs used to be in Los Angeles. Now they're in Tucson, Arizona. My best friend moved to Texas, where he doubled the size of his house, doubled the size of his business, and he pays no state income tax. And all those clients I manage money for, they all started here in California. They have left to 22 different states around the nation. I will tell you right now that 39 of the last 40 years of the California Democrats running our state legislature and 24 of the last 50 years of Jerry Brown and his family running the governor's seat have run our state into the ground. We now have the nation's highest poverty rate, where 1 in 5 Californians lives below the poverty line. We have the highest homelessness population, went up over 13.7% last year alone. Violent crime is now rising at over 15.4% in the last 3 years alone due to their soft on crime policies. And now today, they want to tell us that we have open borders and an illegal sanctuary state. I don't know about you, but I've had enough of Jerry Brown and the Bay Area liberal elites telling me how to live my life in my state of California. I will tell you right now, it's time we take this state back. If you know anyone who's left the state. Raise your hand if you ever thought about leaving the state yourself. Think about this. It's not because we don't have gorgeous weather. It's because these California Democrats want to pass these crazy laws, like the transgender bathroom bill, where little boys and little girls use the same restroom. It just sounds kind of strange to me. Like HIV transmission, knowingly, willingly transmitting HIV/AIDS to another person is no longer a felony. Now it's a misdemeanor. Like the law they just tried to pass off the assembly floor on Thursday, which could potentially ban the sale of Bibles and religious material because they don't like how they talk about traditional marriage. I will tell you right now, the California Democrats have gone too far, and this is where it stops. In 2016, we took back our country. In 2018, we take back our state. If you voted for the Republican nominee for president, Donald J. Trump. There we go. Stand up if you voted for Donald J. Trump for president. I want to see it. Who here supported Donald J. Trump? Look around, ladies and gentlemen. There is only one candidate in the entire governor's race. I see that shirt right there. It says, "Make America Great Again." There is only one candidate in the entire governor's race that voted for, supported, and yes, even wrote op-eds for the Republican nominee for president, Donald J. Trump, and his name is Travis Allen, and he's standing before you. Why does it matter who your quote-unquote Republican nominee votes for? I'll tell you why it matters. Because for decades, I've had to watch my family and friends leave this state. For decades, I've had to watch California Democrats run our state into the ground, while Republicans, establishment Republicans, have sat idly by and put up some of the worst candidates we have ever seen. Think about this. Who was the last Republican governor we had in California? Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was Republican for all of about 1 year. He came in and he said he was a conservative, right? He did those ballot initiatives. As soon as they beat him at the ballot box, that was the last we ever saw of him. He went home and there was a Democrat waiting for him at home. He went to the office, there was a Democrat chief of staff waiting for him in the office. And you know what? After that, it was all over. You see, Arnold the actor would have said, "I'll be back." And he would have come back over and over and over again until he beat the Democrats. But Arnold the governor, he only gave it one shot. And after that, you know what he did? He passed AB 32, the Global Solutions Warming Act, right? And then now he's talking about suing oil companies, and just 4 weeks ago, in a press conference, said he now wants to bleed the Republican Party dry. I got news for you, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're no Republican of mine. You are not a conservative. We need a real conservative like Ronald Reagan to win in California. Yeah, hear me out. Why does this matter? Why does it matter that our most recent Republican nominee for governor in 2014, does anyone remember his name? No, that's what should be. Thank you. Who was it? Who did the Republican establishment put forward as your governor nominee in 2014? That's exactly right, Neil Kashkari. You might remember this guy because he was potentially the worst candidate we ever possibly could have fielded. He was famous for sleeping homeless for a week in Fresno. Remember him now? That was that guy. Who did Neil Kashkari vote for in the previous presidential election? Barack Hussein Obama. 4 years before that, it was Meg Whitman, right, who thought she could buy the Republican nomination to become governor of the state of California. I will tell you, if money alone dictates who the governor is, then Meg Whitman would be governor today. But she's not. Because of her failure, we got Jerry Brown. And to demonstrate what I'm talking about, who did Meg Whitman vote for in the most recent presidential election? Crooked Hillary Clinton. How do you convince Republicans to turn out for a governor candidate that can't even support your Republican nominee for governor? You can't win. Listen, this guy that's running against me, his name is John Cox. He thinks he's got some money. He spent $4.5 million so far to buy your support. I will tell you, Gavin Newsom has 5 times that amount. He's sitting on $19 million right now. And this guy, John Cox, who's from Chicago, he only moved here as a permanent resident in 2011, didn't even vote in 2014. He has never voted in a California governor's race, and he wants to be the Republican nominee. He wants to be the Republican nominee when in 2016, who did he support for governor, for president? Anybody? Gary Johnson. I will tell you right now, you had 2 choices, ladies and gentlemen. You either had Donald Trump making America great again, leading from the front, not from behind, an American exceptionalism, or you had crooked Hillary Clinton. John Cox, this rhino Republican, voted for Gary Johnson, who believes in open borders, legalized drugs, legalized prostitution, and oh yeah, he's pro-choice as well. But see, this was not new territory for John Cox, because he was also a Jimmy Carter supporter, and he even tried to be a delegate to the Democrat DNC, and they kicked him out. I will tell you right now that we can win in California, but we only win if we have a real Republican. We only win if we have somebody like a Ronald Reagan that can bring everyone from the state of California and show them what a rock-solid conservative looks like. Show them what common sense means. Show them that a simple 5-point plan, cutting taxes, getting tough on crime, fixing our roads, expanding our freeways, fixing our broken education system, completing the California State Water Project, and oh yeah, in my first 100 days, reversing the illegal sanctuary state. A true conservative with a real plan. Someone that reminds us more of Ronald Reagan than Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's what it takes to win in California. Who here knows a Democrat? Let's show hands. I figured there was a couple people in here. friends, they're your coworkers. They're probably even in your family, which is why Christmas can be so much fun, right? Think about this. We here had a conversation in 2016 with one of these Democrats where you said, you know, I think this guy, Donald Trump, might have a chance to win as president, right? You might have said this. And what did they do? They looked at you and they said, you're crazy. They said, look at the polls. Look at the mainstream media. There is no way your guy can win. Everybody's against him. It's going to be crooked Hillary. You might as well not even go out to vote. Who here had that conversation? We all did, right? Were they right? No. Were they wrong? Yeah. Were we right? Yeah. Did we win and take back our country in 2016? Yeah. Are we going to take back California in 2018? Yeah. Because you're going to go and you're going to talk to them. And you're going to say, you know what, I think we really got a shot to win in 2018 if we get the right candidate. And they're going to look at you and they're going to, it's like a record on repeat. They're going to look at you and they'll tell you the same things they told you in 2016. No way, the polls are against you. The media is against you. Snopes and PolitiFact, they're against you. You know what they're going to say? They're going to say, even if you have the best candidate you've ever seen since Ronald Reagan, you still only have 26% Republicans and 41% Democrats in California. There's no way to win. And you know what you're going to do? You just look at it and you smile. And you say, how many votes did Jerry Brown get to be governor in 2014? Do anybody know?
3 million.
Right in the back.
3 million.
How about 4.3 million votes? 4.3 million votes in 2014. That's all it took to elect Jerry Brown governor. How many votes did Donald J. Trump get in California in 2016? 4.4 million votes. I will tell you right now, all we got to do is turn out the Trump voters, and Travis Allen will be your next governor. Listen, how do we turn out Republicans like they turned out for Donald Trump? Do we turn them out for someone who wasn't even born here, who doesn't even care enough to vote in our elections or support our Republican nominees for president? Do they turn out for somebody that donated money to a George Soros-affiliated PAC in 2016 that helped out 5 pro-choice Democrats attack Republicans? Do you think that's going to motivate California Republicans to get up off their couch and go vote? No, they're going to say, that's just the next iteration of Neil Kashkari and Meg Whitman. Except there's not enough money there, and this guy's even wackier than Kashkari was. Let me tell you right now that the only way we win in June and we win in November is with a real Californian. Somebody who was born here, somebody who was raised here, someone who has served every day for the last 6 years in the California legislature with a rock-solid conservative record. These are not words, ladies and gentlemen. The only votes we have of John Cox is we know he didn't care enough to vote in 2014, and in 2016 when it counted, he wouldn't even support Donald Trump because he was a never-Trumper. He tells people that he's pro-life today, but his only vote record that we can see is supporting Jimmy Carter and Gary Johnson, both pro-choice candidates. When I tell you I have served you since 2012 in the California State Legislature, I have a 100% vote record from the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association, a 100% vote record from the California Taxpayers Association, a 100% vote record from the National Federation of Independent Business Owners. I get an A and an A+ from the NRA and the Firearms Policy Coalition because the Second Amendment is your right and it's not a privilege and it's challenging freedom. Hold on, Seth, let's get warmed up here. So here we go. I'm going to roll up my sleeves. Who here came from the farthest away tonight? Today?
You did.
Who came from the farthest around here to hear me talk tonight?
Fremont.
Fremont, I like that. Anybody further than Fremont?
Foster City.
What's this?
Foster City?
That's
Redwood City.
Redwood City. Yeah, that's pretty far. But there you go, Pacific. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, you got better things to do with your weekend than lose. The only reason you're here is because you are in front of a candidate that believes in one thing, and that is winning. I believe in fighting, but when you fight, you must fight to win. I have won every single race I have ever run, ever. My opponent, John Cox, has lost every single race he's ever run. He ran for president, he ran for U.S. Senate, he ran for U.S. Congress, and here's the really funny one. He ran for county clerk recorder in Illinois, and he couldn't even win that race. It's about time we win in California! With Travis Allen, you get someone that you know exactly who he is. Because you can look up every single vote that I've ever cast, every single speech that I've ever made, every op-ed that I've written, including the one I wrote in May of 2016, which said it's time for Republicans to unify behind Trump. You can look up every social media post. Who here is following me on Facebook at Joy Travis Allen? Who here is going to follow me on Facebook at Joy Travis Allen? Over 460,000 followers, reaching up to 4.5 million people per week. I have more engagement in social media than any other candidate in the entire state, including Cruz and Newsom, sleazy Gavin. I'm telling you right now, the best office Gavin Newsom's ever going to see is Lieutenant Governor, because we're kicking him out. Are you with me? When I tell you I'm a rock-solid conservative, it is not just on the fiscal issues. It is not just on the business issues. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I am pro-life, and I got a 0% from Planned Parenthood. They're no longer getting our money in California, and no longer are they selling baby cards in my state. By the way, lest you hear things from the John Cox camp. John Cox would say, oh yes, but Travis Allen got a 67% from Planned Parenthood in 2016. How do you explain that? It's very simple. In 2016, I voted for a bill that would make tampons tax-free. Who knew? I never knew tampons had anything to do with abortion. Maybe I missed that part of the class. I figured if the Democrats want to make any tax-free good, hey, we pay too many taxes already in California. That ended up on the scorecard. But I tell you, I got a 0%. I got a 0%. Ladies and gentlemen, I have fought for you for every single day. I have won every single race I have ever run in California. Within 6 months of me being in office, 6 months, I was up there in the Capitol, and it was the worst thing that ever been for California Republicans. The Democrats had every statewide office, every one. They had supermajorities in the Senate and in the Assembly. And I realized there was nothing I could do other than press that little red button on my desk over and over and over again. By the way, I pressed that red button so many times that last year it literally flew off my desk. It broke when I hit it because I pressed it so many times. But listen, 6 months in, I realized, wait a second. The only way to win in California is not in Sacramento. It's around the state of California. All of these races we have up and down the state. I was the one that brought 500 volunteers to the middle of Central Valley to elect Senator Andy Vidak in a 22% Democrat seat that is now held by a Republican. Yes, you should clap for that. I took those same volunteers and added another 100. We took 600 volunteers down to San Diego to elect Kevin Faulkner, the only Republican mayor in the top 10 cities in the United States. Yes, you should clap for that. I took my volunteer 14 races up and down the state. I won almost every single race. I decided that volunteers weren't enough. I formed a professional walk organization with over 800 walkers, and in the 2014 races, we were in 12 races. We won 11 of them. And we broke the supermajority of the Democrats in the Senate. We broke it in the Assembly, and it proves to everyone in California that when you fight, you can win, and we are going to win this year in California. So let me tell you what California looks like right now. This state used to have the best schools, the best water system, the best roads in the entire nation. Who here went to California public schools? I did, right? They used to be the best in the nation. Now our kids are 46 and 47 in reading and math. Our roads, now the second worst in the country, with the worst traffic in the nation. I know, and so do you, because my ride today, my incredible staffer Ryan, got stuck in traffic coming from Sacramento to pick me up in the San Jose airport, and when I came from here from San Jose, I was stuck on that tiny little two-lane highway that you got for probably about another hour. You know what I'm talking about, right? You think it's about time we expand our roads and fix our freeways in California with no new taxpayer dollars. Are you with me? California now has the highest poverty rate in the nation. 1 in 5 Californians lives below the poverty line. Our homelessness is out of control. And why? It is because for decades, the Democrats have run the state to the ground. Everyone here I know has heard of Detroit, Michigan. Detroit used to be the fourth greatest city in the entire country. It was Motor City, right? They built the cars for all of us and for everybody around the world. But what happened? 6 decades of uninterrupted Democrat control took this once thriving metropolis and turned into a sinking black hole where you can buy a home for $1 and they do urban farming in the middle of the city. It's disgraceful. But you know what? We're not that far behind. Because you see, in the city of San Francisco, they have not had a Republican mayor for 5 decades. 5 decades. San Francisco was built by Republicans. It is being bled dry by Gavin Newsom and the California Democrats. San Francisco is now so bad, there's 22,000 intravenous drug users on the streets. There's hypodermic needles where children have to walk to elementary school on the sidewalks. There are now maps of human waste, so you know which streets you can walk on and which streets you can't. People are literally going to the bathroom in the streets. When you walk on the sidewalks of San Francisco, they glitter, but it's not diamonds. It's all the smashed-in car windows because they had 31,000 car break-ins last year alone, and the likelihood of catching those criminals, less than 2%. San Francisco is the city where Kate Steinle was walking with her father on a gorgeous, sunny day, and she was shot in the back by someone who had been deported 5 times already, who never should have been here in the first place. A 7-time felon released by the sheriff of San Francisco months before because of policy supported by Gavin Newsom, the illegal, unconstitutional, dangerous sanctuary state. Kate Steinle's only crime was walking down the pier with her dad. She was shot in the back by somebody that never should have been here in the first place. I will tell you right now that when I say we're going to reverse the illegal sanctuary state, we're going to do it in my first 100 days in office. We are calling that special election, and California will enforce federal immigration law. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a Johnny-come-lately to California. I've been here my entire life. I have seen how great the state can be, and I have seen what the state has become. I have served for the last 6 years in the California State Legislature, behind the curtain. I know where all of the levers of the California Democrats are. I know everything top to bottom about how the state runs, about which agencies we need to cut, about which people we fire on day one, like Mary Nichols and Janet Napolitano, out of the job. When I tell you that Javier Becerra, the criminal attorney general of California, is guilty of federal obstruction of justice for telling our business owners that if you help out federal immigration authorities doing their constitutional duty, he will prosecute you. That's just like a media boss not media, a mafia boss. It could as well be media these days, right? A mafia boss telling a witness, if you talk to the feds, I'll kneecap you. That's exactly what Javier Becerra did. Felony, obstruction of justice. What about Libby Schaaf right up the road? Because of her warning, over 800 criminals are now running the streets of California. These are people who are here illegally, that have committed crimes while they are here, running free because of Libby Schaaf. That is over 800 counts of aiding and abetting felons, but it gets worse. 3 of them have already reoffended in California. Crimes like spousal abuse and robbery. She is now guilty of 3 more charges of accessory to a crime. I will tell you right now, it's about time we get justice in California. It's about time we get tough on crime in our state. In the last 3 years, violent crime went up by 15.4% because of AB 109, Prop 47, and Prop 57. That's early release of felons, and that's felonies turning into misdemeanors. Prop 57 is the reason that a judge just ruled about 5 weeks ago that over 10,000 sex offenders will be released early from jail in California into your communities. Jerry Brown said that would never happen, but guess what? Now it's happening. This bill that I just fought last week, which would ban potentially the sale of religious texts like the Bible, they tell you, oh, no way, there's no way that can ever happen, right? Do we trust the California Democrats? No. Do we trust Jerry Brown, Gavin Newsom, Javier Becerra, Libby Schaaf, Antonio Villaraigosa? Any of them, they lie through their teeth. But I'll tell you something. This is how bad it is. I was in Los Angeles just the other day. I was sitting with a meeting of the editorial board, and they were asking me questions as a candidate for the governor of California. And one of the questions they said is, Travis, you are getting tough on crime in California, but crime's already declining in California. And I said, no, it's not. They said, well, sure, it's been going down for decades. And I said, well, yes, because we're the state of 3 strikes. It did go down for about 2 decades. But since 2014, since they passed AB 109, 47, and 57, now it's going up. It's up. Violent crime is up over 15.4%. And you know what they said? They said, oh, that's just a blip. Just a blip? I said, not if you're the victim of one of those crimes it is not. One additional crime in California because of the soft on crime laws of Jerry Brown, Gavin Newsom, and the California Democrats is one crime too many. I demand, you demand, we demand a safe state. This is our state. It's about time we take it back. Are you with me? Ladies and gentlemen, here's what we need in California. We need someone that can beat Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom has $19 million. Think about this. $19 million, and that's just the opening round. California is not run out of Sacramento. It's run out of San Francisco. Willie Brown, Jerry Brown, Nancy Pelosi, Barbara Boxer, Dianne Feinstein, Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, every single one of them from the liberal Bay Area of San Francisco has not elected a Republican mayor for 5 decades. Do we want the state of California to look like the streets of Gavin Newsom, San Francisco? No. Is that what we want? We want legalized heroin injection centers? They're opening 2 of them in July. Do you want a legalized injection center here in your city of Aptos, California? No. This is what the state is coming to. This is our chance. We know we have the numbers. We already know that if we turn out, we can win. But what is it going to take? It's going to take someone who's born here, someone who was raised here, someone who has a rock-solid record that you can count on, somebody that can look at Gavin Newsom and beat him every single time on every single stage because he might be tall, he might be articulate, he might even be good-looking, but he is wrong on every single major issue in California. And I'm just one Californian, but I'm telling you right now, 2018 is the year that we win the silent supermajority. It will be silent no longer. In 2018, who here in this room is ready to win? You're going to wake up on June 6th, you're going to look down at your newspaper. It's going to read, Travis Allen challenges Gavin Newsom to be the next governor of the state of California. You're going to read the byline. The byline's going to read, polling shows that are within single digits or low double digits of each other. The very next day, this becomes the hottest race in the nation. Once Donald Trump and nationwide Republicans figure out that we have a shot at taking back the governor's seat in California, it changes the electoral map around the country for a generation.
Yes.
Who here is ready to keep the White House for a generation? Who here is tired of leading from behind? Who here is ready to lead from the front? Who here is tired of hearing the United States is not the greatest country in the world? Who here is tired of hearing that California is the land of fruits and nuts? Who here is tired of having to listen to people around the country look down their noses on you because you live in California and you live with all these crazy laws and all these insane taxes? Think about this. Who here is ready to win? I have a simple 5-point plan to take back California. You heard it once, I'm going to tell you again. Cut taxes, starting with the repeal of the gas tax. I am the original author of the repeal of the gas tax. I have since merged my efforts with the other effort because I got tired of fighting the Attorney General in the courts of California. I beat him in the Superior Court. The Liberal Court of Appeals overturned the decision, and the California Supreme Court wouldn't even take up the case because Jerry Brown just appointed 3 justices, which proves that not only is our political system broken, but our legal system is broken as well. I have gathered thousands of signatures from tens of thousands of Californians across the state. I will tell you right now, that is on your ballot in November, and we repeal that tax. But we don't stop there. Then we cut the nation's highest income tax, the highest sales tax. Then we cut our corporate taxes, and we send a message. We send a message around the country. We tell Donald Trump and the White House, you guys had the right idea. Donald Trump cut 22 regulations for every new regulation they created. We're going to do that in California. We're going to appoint brand new agency heads to all of the 500 plus agencies in California. Gone are the liberal career bureaucrats. Coming in are farmers, are ranchers, are businessmen, are people that understand that California is the 6th largest economy in the world. It's about time we run it like a business. It's about time your governor of the state of California, Travis Allen, hangs a bright neon sign on your Capitol. Because remember, it belongs to you. This is a government in a land of the people, by the people, for the people. When I am your governor, we are going to hang a bright neon sign on that Capitol. And you know what it's going to read? Open for business. All those companies, all those companies. No longer will Rick Perry, the governors of Texas, come to California and steal our jobs and our people and my best friend. I'm going to Texas, and Governor Travis Allen is bringing them back. Are you with me? California safe again. I have already authored legislation to make California a shall-issue CCW state. You should have the right to stay anywhere in the state of California. Whether you're young, whether you're old, whether you're a guy, whether you're a girl. It doesn't matter. Why should my wife at 10:30 at night when she's in the grocery store parking lot have to feel unsafe? Why should she have to pick up the phone and call me or call a police officer? Why shouldn't she have the right to protect herself? Well, it turns out you do. It's called the Second Amendment. And when I am your governor, we will respect it once more in California. Gone is the handgun roster. Gone is the ammunition registry of Gavin Newsom. Every Californian has the right to be safe anywhere in the state. We're going to fix those roads. We're going to fix your freeways. We're not going to spend a new dime of taxpayer money to do it. When Jerry Brown came into office, the general fund was $86 billion. Today it's over $131 billion, an increase of over $45 billion of your money, of my money, of all of our money. An increase of over 50% in 8 years. But they tell us they need more tax money. He wants another $52 billion to do what he should already be doing. We fix our roads, we expand our freeways, we cut duplicative extra jobs at Caltrans, who has a budget of $13 billion and thousands of extra employees, costing you hundreds of millions of dollars a year. We take those vehicle late fees of the truckers, we stop sending them to the general fund like Jerry Brown did in 2011 for every single year that he's been stealing it from us. We put it back where it belongs, into our roads. Not to build toll lanes, not to build bike lanes, not to build bus lanes, to build general purpose freeway lanes that everybody can use. Are you with me? The California Teachers Union, who is one of the biggest supporters of Gavin Newsom, that you guys got a job, and your job is educating our children. We're going to give parents the choice to send their kids to the very best public school, the very best public charter school, or even homeschool their kids if they wish. But no longer, thank you very much, but no longer will every child get a trophy in California. You're going to have to earn your education in California. We're going to test them to go out of the grades, so we know that they have acquired the basic skills they need to advance. No longer will 5th graders be reading at the 2nd grade level. No longer will we have statewide mandated Common Core. We're bringing it back to local control. And I got news for you. We're getting back to the basics. We are teaching things like reading and writing and math. No longer will our children be subject to the indoctrination of leftist propaganda in our schools. They're there to learn, and that's what they're going to do. Are you with me? Ladies and gentlemen, you might know there's an agricultural community here in California. It's pretty big. It's why we got all the fresh produce. We have the best, they call us the land of fruits and nuts. There is some truth to that. We have the best produce in California. But the problem is that when I drive down that 5 freeway, by the way, I've already done 50 flights this year alone, over 10,000 miles driven. When I tell you we have the 2nd worst roads in the nation, the worst traffic, I can personally vouch for that. When I drive up and down the 5 freeway, through the Central Valley, you know what I see? I see dirt on either side of the road. I see signs that say, turn on the water, Nancy Pelosi. I will tell you something. When I wrote governor of the state of California, we were going to complete the California State Water Project. And you know what that means? Let me tell you what that means. That means we build new water storage above ground and below ground across the entire state of California. We build Sites Reservoir, we build Temperance Flats, we raise Shasta Dam, we do desalination in San Diego and Huntington Beach, but we don't steal it from the north, we don't drain the Delta. Those Delta tunnels will never get built. Way too expensive. And I will tell you right now, we will have so much water in California when we finally store it when it rains. Over 50% of our water in California flows out from the Golden Gate Bridge every single year. Think about this. 50%. We're going to build new water storage in California, and when Travis Allen is your governor, every Californian is taking long showers, you're going to have a green lawn, and we're going to flood the Central Valley! Hey, I need some more room here. Guys, listen. My 5-point plan, it's so simple. Every single California, Republican, Democrat, declining state, agrees with 60 to 80% levels. Every single Californian, because it's just common sense. You see, this is what it means to be a Republican. It means you believe in common sense. You think things like the American family is an amazing thing that should stay together. You believe that we're the greatest country in the world because we have the U.S. Constitution, which is greater than any elected official in the country. We believe that we are the greatest country in the world and we should be that example because we are the leader of the free world, and that's a good thing. I'm going to tell you something. Every single one of these ideas just makes common sense. but there is no way I can pass any of them through the California State Legislature. Because you see, the Democrats still have a supermajority in the Senate. The Assembly was only recently broken because of all their sexual harassment allegations. Threw a couple of those guys out of office. Actually, one girl now, too, shocking. And she was the chair of the Women's Caucus. Go figure. Still can't figure it out. In any event, I will tell you none of these things we can pass in the legislature. None of them. I'm going to take them directly to you, the California people. They're going to be on direct ballot initiatives for you to vote on. Because this is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. I am sick and tired of the liberal Bay Area elites trying to tell me how to live my life, what I can believe in, how much money I should have to take out of my wallet and send to them to waste. I will tell you right now, we bring these to California people in ballot initiatives, but not like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You see, guys, I don't just do this once. I will be your next governor for the next 8 years. That is 8 regularly scheduled elections and as many special elections as it takes to break the Democrats in California and take back our state. Can we take back California?
Yeah.
Can Travis Allen be your next governor of the state?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Who will your next governor of California be? I can't hear you yet. Tell me, who will your next governor of California be? Better believe that. Listen to this. Texas, there was one point where they only had 3 Republicans in the entire state. They have entirely taken back their state. Now it is the greatest economy, fastest growing, jobs off the charts, families staying together, kids getting enough to eat, people having jobs and homes. And I'm not talking about stack and packs where you got to live wedged in between somebody else in these dense little beehive communities the Democrats seem to love so much. By the way, that's cool if you want it, but don't force me into that. I'm talking about real homes for Californians with a front yard, with a backyard, in a nice neighborhood. Last I checked, we got plenty of land in California. It's our land, it's our state. Let's take it back! I'm going to give you a little something else. I'm going to tell you about something. This is what the Democrats have done to you, and you might not even know about it. They've been doing this for 4 decades straight. California was founded on the gold rush, right? Think about this. This is what put California on the map. We are a natural resource state. We are a state that was built on the gold rush. It was built on the timber industry. It was built on the mining industry. And yes, it was built on the energy industry. Think about this for a moment. Every single one of those regions, rock solid Republican. In the north, rock solid Republican. But you know what? They can no longer have a timber industry. Why? Because the extreme environmentalists have told them that they can no longer sustainably manage their forests. It takes away all of their money, number one. It means less lumber for all of us, number two. But listen to this. Now all of the people in the north live in danger of these incredible wildfires that threaten their homes, not just their livelihood. This is what the California Democrats have done in the north of the state. What about gold rush country? You can no longer mine in the state of California because there's so many regulations. What about the energy industry? You can't drill safely, cleanly, environmentally friendly, responsibly, because the Democrats won't let you. California imports 70% of our oil and gas every single year. That's our money going to other states and other countries. We have more than enough oil and gas to be energy independent and to export it around the world. Cleanly, safely, environmentally friendly. And what about the Central Valley? Starved for water, starved for water. They have to beg Sacramento to just send them just a little bit more. And the Democrats in Sacramento say, a little bait fish the size of my pinky is more important than our farmers and our produce. It's a lie. It's got nothing to do with the fish. It's got everything to do with control. This is how the Democrats have been systematically bankrupting our state. Every single Republican region, the north with the timber industry, gold rush country, the Central Valley, Bakersfield, and the Southern Valley, and all of their oil. They're taking all your money, and they're taking it so they have all of the control. And what do? They sit there in San Francisco and Sacramento. They pass more crazy laws, and they tell us, if only you will elect our next in line, Gavin Newsom. If only you will pay another tax. If only you will open up your borders and forget that you're a sovereign nation and allow people that are committing crimes to be sheltered with your taxpayer dollars in your state. If only you will give dangerous, violent felons time off their jail sentences so they can come back into our communities and re-offend. If only you do all of these things, you're going to look more like San Francisco. And isn't that what we all want? No! I will tell you right now, this is our state. These are our natural resources. It's our timber. It's our minerals. It's our oil. It is our agriculture. It belongs to us. It belongs to me. It belongs to you. It belongs to every single one of the 39 million Californians that just want a chance for that California dream. To live here, to raise their family here, to buy a home, start a company in our great state. I will tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I have a dream. And the last time you heard this, the great man that said that, he said that one day his daughters and his sons would be judged not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. The Democrats want to tell us that we think differently, that we act differently, that we are different, depending on the color of your skin, what you believe in, or where you came from. I will tell you, I believe none of that. I will tell you, it doesn't matter what part of California you're from, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're old, whether you're young. We are a state of laws. We are a nation of laws. We have been bankrupted by one political party for years that is trying to turn our state into the next Detroit of the United States. I will tell you right now, I'm just one Californian. I am in the Guinness Book of World Records. But you know what? That's nothing compared to what we're about to do. Because, ladies and gentlemen, right here, right now, this year, June of this year, November of this year, this is when you stand. This is when you are counted. This is when you go to your neighbors, your family, your friends, and you say, you know what? We're going to win. I am tired of Democrats running our state. I am tired of wasting my money. I am tired of Jerry Brown's bullet train to nowhere, which I will defund with my very first funds. Come on! Our victory, my friends, will be so complete that I'm going to leave that section of the bullet train standing in the middle of Central Valley, bridge to nowhere. And I'm going to hang a sign on it so future generations never forget. The sign's going to read, Jerry Brown's legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Travis Allen. I am here for you. I will be your next governor of the state of California, but more importantly, this is the year that you take back your state. This is our state. This is our country. In 2016, we took back our country. In 2018, we take back our state. My name is Travis Allen. Join me, and together, let's take back California! Empty action. I believe in real action. I believe in actually doing something to make it happen. I brought you a gift today. I'm giving it to every single one of you. It's in your hands. It's a little white envelope. Who's got it? Hold it up. This is my gift to you. Who's got it? You got it right here? You got the envelopes? If we don't have envelopes, let's pass them out. I need an envelope in every single hand. Every single hand. Whoever's got one, hold it up and wave it around. Wave it around. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my gift to you. Inside of this is the promise of taking back your state. Inside of this little envelope is your direct action to take back California. These are my Valentine's Day cards, and I'm sharing them with you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it means to take back our state.
dude.
I will tell you right now,
I'm gonna put on
Gavin Newsom
YouTube.
has $19
I'm gonna put
million.
on
The California Democrats are stopping nothing to get this
Follow him on
office.
Facebook?
The only thing that I have on my side is all of you. Right now, today, before I leave, every single person, I will stay here until you're gone, until I have to go to my next TV interview, which happens in just a little while. Every single donation today gets a California t-shirt. It's modeled right here by Mike. Mike, let's see those t-shirts. They're beautiful. They say Travis Allen for governor. They say we're going to save back California. Ladies and gentlemen, I take cash. I take checks. I take credit cards. $29,200 is my campaign limit. Married couples, I think I see one right here. $58,400 for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we take back California. If you like what I say, if you love what I say, if you love your state, if you want to take a long shower, if you want to flood the Central Valley, if you want to make California the greatest state in the nation, I need your help today. Who will help me? Who will join me and donate to help us take back California? Raise these up and shake them around. Shake them around. And believe me, I've got many events too. I got plenty of events to write with. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here for you, but I need you to join my army. 40,000 Californians from across the state have already signed up to volunteer. Over 12,000 across the state have donated. I need your help. California needs your help. 39 million Californians are counting out.